Hey, good people, you're listening to Rudy Radio, powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. I'm Yvonne, the Motivator Man, and this is He Said, She Said, the show that explores all types of topics from the male and female perspective. We're going to make you laugh. A few of you might cry, but most of all, we'll make you think. Do me a favor, share this with as many people as you possibly can on social media. You can text them to tune in, and if they're in the house, tell them come on and listen with you. And don't forget your comments in the chat area. Well, I'm gonna have to let my co-host come on in here because he does not like being quiet, so no.
Hello everybody. Hello Yvonne, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing though?
I'm blessed and highly favored. You know how I give it up.
This week you made sanctified and fire baptized. Amen. After last week you got
you know that's right. I'm blessed and highly favored.
After last week you got you some Jesus. All right now. All right. Yeah.
So you ready to get started?
Yes, yes, God. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Today, we are going to do the do's and don'ts of interracial dating.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Where do you want to start with? You want me to start or you start? With a do or a don't? What do you want to do?
Well, you know what? I'll start. And I'll start soft. And then I know you coming up with some craziness.
So what you got to do or don't?
I'm going to do a don't.
Okay.
I'm going to do a don't. And one thing don't do when you are dating interracially, do not, I repeat, do not introduce them as, this is my white boyfriend, Rob.
White, yeah, they don't need to be labeled. They're already labeled.
That's right. Just say, this is my boyfriend, Rob. And if it's before anybody meets him, you may want to let them know, though, before. But don't introduce him face to face like, hey, Mom, remember Rob I told you about? This is white Rob. Don't do that. Don't do that. That ain't okay.
Now, people, do you think, because it's funny you say that, I think people do that because they think it's some type of social status. Like they want to come up. It's a come up if they're dating a white male or a white female. I think that's why they do that. I think it's some type of come up.
You know why I think they do it? I think because they want to prime you. Because they're not really comfortable in what they're doing. Like, I'm taking my white boyfriend to meet Noel. Let me tell Noel that he's white. So when he meets him, he don't cut a fool because you know Noel gonna cut a fool. So if I don't tell, it's like, it may be like kind of fear. Because like, if I don't tell you he's white, you know, somebody like you know, ain't got no filter, be like, well, hello, Rob. Jill, Yvonne didn't tell us you was white.
well, actually, I do have a filter. It's a very small filter, but it's a filter.
It's a whole lot of stuff.
And I think I'm smart enough, and most people are smart enough to see who you're dating. Oh, it's not I'm dating Hispanic Jose, or I'm dating white Joseph, or I'm dating white Becky. You know, like come on. We see who the person is already. We can tell who the person is by their skin tone. And if you are blind, if you happen to be blind, we can tell by your lexicon, by your dialect. We can tell by that. Trust me when you listen. Raheem sounds different from Taquan. I'm sorry. Raheem sounds different from Robert. You understand what I'm saying? They can say the same exact sentence, but it will sound a little different from Raheem than it will from Robert.
Did you say lexicon? Did you
Yes,
just
lexicon.
take over?
Lexicon. I have some vocabulary over here. I have very little, but I have some.
Now listen, I agree with you when you said, we can see that the person is of another nationality. But your body language, if you don't say something, your body language would show it. I gotta tell you, if my daughter says to me, "Oh, Mom, Rob is coming by the house on Sunday. Are you cooking?" "Yeah, okay, I'll just set another plate. It ain't no big deal. I just throw another piece of chicken on." But when she walks up those stairs and Rob is white, I'm shocked. I'm like, hey, Rob.
Okay, why are you shocked?
Because my daughter's never brought anybody home that was outside of her race, and I wouldn't know, and I would be shocked that he was of another race. It wouldn't be that I'm worried about it, but I think people let people know ahead of time that I'm dating out of my race, not so much as a status symbol, but to soften the blow of people's shock. They're shocked.
Do you think Hispanic and Black is an interracial relationship?
I wouldn't say interracial. I would say interethnic, because really, because our lives are different. We come from the African diaspora. That's a word for you. But our lifestyles are very different.
Don't Hispanics come from Africa? Aren't there Hispanics that come from Africa, such as Dominicans?
Excuse me. Didn't you just hear me say they're of the African diaspora? That's what diaspora means.
I'm sorry. I did not hear you say that. Okay, diaspora. What is diaspora? What is a dirty diaper? What is that?
Descendants of. Let's put it, it's a descendant of.
Okay, so you don't believe that Hispanic and Black is an interracial relationship?
No, I don't think.
I kind of agree with you, because America made it that way. All I say is Hispanics are Negroes with good hair. That's all I say. That's what they say.
Okay. You're an idiot.
They're Negroes with good hair. I forget the comedian, but the comedian says he was a Black comedian. He was in the car with Jorge, Julio, and Guillermo. And it got stopped by the police. And the police officer said, "Hey, all you N-words, you better get out this car with your hands up." And Julio, although he said he got out the car, but Julio, Guillermo, and Jose refused to get out the car. He said, "They're not talking to me, they're talking to you." And he said, "Well, y'all about to be some dead N-words."
Well, that's America thing, because when you say that word in any other country, the first thing they say is a Black American. So that's an American thing. There's a lot of Spanish people that don't see themselves as Black. They don't. They just don't embrace that. So I would say it's not an interracial relationship, but it's definitely ethnically different.
Culturally different.
Okay, yes, the cultures are very, very different, and that's where the difference come in. But no, I'm sorry. You said Spanish people, just Black people with good hair. I can show you somebody from Dominica that my hair looks bone straight compared to her.
Oh no, okay. No, I'm aware that there are some who, who will run around here with the Mandingo warrior, but most of them are Negroes with good hair. Like
okay. We're not talking about the hair. We're talking about interracial dating.
I'm just saying what I'm saying they are, being funny, being facetious.
I know. And the joke is, when you introduce the person you're dating and it's an interracial relationship, you don't say, "Hi, this is White Rob," or "This is Jewish John." You don't say this, or "This is Indian whoever." Yes, Introduce them.
Do you think when you might have touched on this a little bit earlier, when you introduce, do you think you should give your family a pre-introduction before the real introduction? Like if you're bringing an Indian person by, Mom, I want you to know I have a new boyfriend and he's Indian. Would you do that?
It all depends on your family, and you know my niece Jamaica, so that just gives you a little bit of my family dynamics. In my household, I better alert them, because if it's Thanksgiving, he could be roasted like the turkey. He gonna get that. He gonna get some lip. They're gonna talk some jokes. He's gonna walk in the house and guarantee somebody's gonna say, "Oh, I didn't know he was a white boy." Yeah. So my family, I would definitely. Well, it's not that they do it. It's not that they do it to be nasty. You got to remember, my family's from old world South, and Southerners can react that way. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm not saying they do it to be nasty. So to answer your question, I would prime the pump with my family first. That my family, I would have to, yeah. Okay,
good idea. Okay, we gotta go to break. Go to break. We'll be back.
Okay, we'll see you after the break.
You looking for love? You're tired of being lonely? You ready to find that special someone? Rude Rangers TV is introducing an exciting new dating show, and we want you to be a guest. If you want to find that special someone, go to ruderangers.com today and apply for the new dating show that's about to launch. That's ruderangers.com. Hurry up and apply, because believe it or not, your special someone is waiting.
Round 2. Fight.
Welcome back. He said, she said. And on this particular show, there's a lot of funny stuff that goes on behind the break. Behind the scenes, on the break, I should say. On the break, behind the scenes. And Yvonne asked a very good question of me. So go ahead, Yvonne. Pose your question.
Okay, before we went to break, the question was posed to me. Would I have to tell my family? Now, my question to Noel is, if his daughter brings home a young white male,
my daughter?
Yeah, how is your family going to react?
I'm okay with it. Actually, I'm trying to not have my daughter bring home any men whatsoever, but that's a whole nother story. But I don't have a problem with the white-black thing. I don't have a problem with that. No, I don't have a problem with it at all.
What's your daughter's name?
Shelby.
Shelby, go ahead. Let him know you've been dating Robert and you was hiding it.
Shelby better not be dating anybody. I don't give a damn who it is. Robert, Raheem, Wong. I don't care who it is. She better not be dating anybody.
Shelby, Auntie Bon has your back. You can bring Robert home. Daddy said it's okay.
Okay. Let's do a do.
Okay, what should we do?
If you are in an interracial relationship, if you love your culturally different mate, the white partner, listen to me good now, the white partner had better have some pig feet at the dinner. And the black partner better eat some of that bland potato salad made by Katie. Okay, I'm telling you, these are gateways to interracial relationship. You've got to be listen to my Caucasian brothers and sisters. You've got to be on to the pig feet scene, the chitlin scene, the oxtail scene. You got to be very, very aware of this type of food. This is what we do. My black brothers, when you go over to Becky's house, you better get used to this ossobuco and that bland potato salad and some bland spaghetti sauce. You gotta get used to that stuff now.
Hold on. I have got to stop you. I'm about to get out from left over here.
Could you imagine you in a relationship? Could you imagine an interrelationship? I'm sorry. Could you imagine you're in an interracial relationship and you're with your black boyfriend for 5 years, and 5 years in he introduces you to pig feet? He's got to do that within the first year.
Well, what I was going to say is we are not eating potato salad that has those raisins in it.
You know that's right. That's right.
And when I go to his house,
looking like little brown boys up on a white bag. Hey.
I'm gonna make sure I have my seasonings in my pocketbook. So when ain't nobody look, I'm shaking my feet on my sofa.
Time out, Yvonne.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna sit here and tell me you walk around with paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, and seasoning salt in your bag. You ain't gonna tell me you do that.
I'm gonna tell you that if I'm dating somebody white, I will go to dinner with them with my seasonings in my bag because I know they don't season their food. And because I just want you to know what I've learned from you the last 3 weeks.
I learned in your bag there is a pad, possibly a used pad wrapped up in some paper.
Not my bag. Okay, let me correct you because it won't be a used pad because, honey, I had a hysterectomy 10 years ago. I'm built for pleasure, not for procreation.
Okay. Back in the day, you said you ain't throwing away.
Okay.
When you're not throwing the pad in the garbage can, you just go wrap it up and take it with you. Okay. Now you got this next to some paprika, some garlic powder, and some black pepper.
Yes. See, I'm the type of person that always has to be prepared. So if I'm going, listen, don't worry about how big it is, but just know if we going to somebody's house that's white, I got you. All you gotta do is hit me underneath the table. I'm gonna give you the seasoned salt. We're gonna do it real cool. You know, it's gonna be like a drug deal.
So now you go to the Hispanic people house and they got purple potato salad.
I'm gonna say that I am allergic to potatoes. So can you please pass me the rice?
Okay, so now you over here, you think Charles. Charles is at your house. You said you're from the old South, right?
Chauncey, yes.
No, you dating Charles, not Chauncey. You dating Charles.
Isn't that a nickname for Charles Chauncey? Oh no, Chuck. It's Chuck. Oh.
Okay, so you dating Chuck. Chuck come over to the crib. Yeah. And y'all out here with pig feet. Chuck sitting here, he from Bohemia, New York. Chuck sitting here like, oh, Yvonne, baby, I love you, but I can't have no pig feet. Is that a deal breaker?
No, let me tell you something. My dad has passed on. He was the only person that ate pig's feet anyway. I'm serious. If you come to my mother's house and it's a holiday situation, you're going to have the regular staples. But see, you come to my house, I got couscous in here. I got quinoa in here. I'm cutting up cauliflower, roasting it with a little garlic. Oh. Yeah, see, so
I'm not talking about you foo Negroes. I'm talking about the ones from the old South. I'm talking about your mama house. I'm talking about your daddy house. You got a whole tin full of pig feet. Charles comes to the crib. Is Charles obligated to eat the pig feet?
He's not obligated to eat the pig's feet, but Charles knows if he wants to be with me, he better sample it. He better sample that sucker.
That's what I'm talking about. And he better get some wet naps because he don't know that he need wet naps because he don't know that his finger's gonna stick to all the napkins. He don't know that.
Right. The
So you
food
got to
is sick.
school them on the pig feet.
But let me school you on something. Most Italians already cook with pig feet. It's in their sauce.
I agree.
Italians are very, very close to the black culture.
I agree.
Go to an old Italian woman's house and go to an old black woman's house. They both have that plastic on their couch, and they got those big cathedral velvet lamps and the chandelier that hangs in the middle of the ceiling that if you are just 5'11", you get ready to bang your head on it.
I agree, but we're not talking about Italians. We're talking about Charles from Lake Ronkonkoma, New York.
Well, Charles is going to have to taste them pig's feet because I'm going to have to go to his house and say that I'm allergic to that doggone potato salad. But I'm going to have
raisins in it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to eat that dry cake though that his mother made because that's us.
You got Charles from Lake Ronkonkoma dating Yvonne Mann from Hempstead.
Listen, Yvonne is from Hempstead, but I will tell you this: I have dated Charles from Lake Ronkonkoma, and trust me, when he came to my house to eat, and that plate was in front of him, all my father did was look over his glasses, and that look was, if you don't finish that whole plate, we'll kill you before you leave.
now, how long did that relationship last?
Oh, quite a while, because he was a drunk and so was I. It wasn't his name was Dougie, and he introduced me to Jack Daniels and Kool-Aid. That's the only time I drank.
What?
In Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm. Wait, time out. Jack Daniels and Kool-Aid. That's what you said?
Dougie was from West Virginia. He was country.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that explains everything.
Mm-hmm.
That explains everything.
He ate chitlins and I didn't. He ate pig's feet and I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
So white people. That's not black
No,
food.
not Southern white people. West Virginia white people, different.
Yeah, because it's Southern food. But if you're talking about Chuck from Lake Ronkonkoma, Chuck, you better take at least 3 or 4 chews in that pig's feet.
Oh, man.
And Quanetta from Freeport. Quanetta from Freeport. You better eat his mother's pineapple upside down cake because that's her specialty.
She better eat that potato salad with the raisins in it.
Oh, she can say no. People have allergies to potatoes, so she can get over with that. He better not ask where the banana pudding is because they're like, banana pudding.
Well. If she don't want to eat that cake, she better scream about diabetes.
She can't get away with that. She's too young. Too young. So she's gonna have to eat the cake, and he's gonna have to eat those pig's feet. When you're in an interracial relationship, there's boundaries you're gonna have to cross. Period.
Yes. You're
gonna have to cross it. Like, my natural hair, lets you know that I'm African all the way past Kunta Kinte. So don't pick up my wide tooth comb talking about, I need to comb my hair. What you gonna do with my comb, bruh? What you gonna do with my bruh?
Yeah.
So there's some boundaries that you can't cross, and there's some things that you're gonna have to just make yourself do it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And we cook different. And we cook different too. So please understand that. But we got to go to break, so we'll be back.
Sir, I'm a little uncomfortable with the way we've been having our Monday morning meetings.
A little uncomfortable?
Well, extremely uncomfortable with meeting in your bathroom, sir, while you're in the tub.
Well, I'm wearing a tie.
I can see that, sir.
Over the weekends, I play ball with the kids, do yard work, and play tennis, so by Monday, my muscles are very sore. Spending all day in a hot tub's the only thing that helps.
Have you tried?
Wrapping myself in cabbage leaves? Yes, I have.
Actually, sir, I was thinking of Tiger Balm pain-relieving patches.
Tiger Balm, a little jar with a tiger on it?
Yeah, right. Tiger Balm. It's been around for about 100 years.
Jinkies.
And now Tiger Balm comes in these these neat pain relief patches.
Could you hand me that duck there?
You just stick the patch on where it hurts, same Tiger on the package.
Uh-huh.
And Tiger Balm's pain relief patches are very fast-acting and long-lasting, so we wouldn't have to meet in your bathroom every Monday.
And I'd be less pruny, and your report wouldn't be in the microwave.
What?
I dropped your report in the tub, so I put it in the dryer, but it caught fire, so my wife doused it with water and put it in the microwave. Let me just go grab it.
No, don't get up, sir.
Oops, sorry. Sitting back down.
Long-lasting, fast-acting, pain-relieving Tiger Balm patch. Works where it hurts.
Round 3.
Welcome back to He Said, She Said. And before I go any further, I just want to thank you guys for the love that you're giving us. Noel and I are some real crazy people. And guess what? You guys are crazy with us because you're listening. And we thank you. And we give you hugs, smooches, and kisses.
That's a fact.
Thank you so much. And if you didn't know, I'm Yvonne, the Motivated Man from Determined Women of Destiny. I have a show every Thursday night on Facebook and YouTube at 7 p.m. And Noel is Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. You can catch him every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock.
6:30.
6:30 and every Sunday at 9 a.m. Now we're returning back to church. Church is opening up. I don't want y'all to be late and miss your seat because you social distancing because you listening to Noel. Now you can listen to him on Wednesday night.
And you can listen to me on Sunday because you can listen to me all day on Sunday. You can always catch the show later.
Well, that's true too. And plus the fact Noel be sitting on Facebook just talking junk at any given time. I just went on Facebook today and what I see, Noel up there talking some mess.
Yeah, because people out here running their mouth. People out here talking crazy.
We just wanted to thank all of you so much. And we are talking about the do's and the don'ts of interracial dating. And first one we talked about was do not introduce them by their skin complexion.
Yes.
And the second one was when you go to the house to eat, you will have to sample some food you may not like. But I suggest, ladies, since you have a pocketbook, put seasoned salt, garlic, and some paprika in there because you're going to need it.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to come up with a bag, and I'm going to name it the Yvonne Mann bag. And in this bag is going to have a seasoning compartment, a food waste department.
That's right.
Compartment.
That's right.
A new and used vaginal maintenance department.
A vaginal maintenance department. Help me.
A violent department. I'm coming up with a bag. I really am. Watch this. Gucci,
Okay.
get ready. Here I come.
All right. So another do. If you're going to date out of your race, that sounds so horrible. If you're going to have an interracial relationship,
Yes.
study up on the culture. Don't just fall up in it.
Wow, that's very true.
Okay.
Think of that.
Listen, if you're dating somebody Jewish, you better know that Jewish background because you're going to synagogue.
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all something. Let me take y'all to church. Will you stop saying, I'm not a Jew if you're a Christian? Because Christ is Christ. He wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew. So we have now given you clarity. Thank you.
Let me tell you something. What you said is very, very, very true.
You gotta know.
Because as most people already know, my wife is Haitian. And I knew nothing about the Haitian culture. So I would just be saying stuff and my wife could be sensitive at times towards the Haitian joke. You know, she would get offended sometimes. So I didn't think anything of it because, I'm Noel, I'm being funny, ha ha ha. But she would be offended by it sometimes. So what I've learned is there are things in the Haitian culture that are a little different. And I call myself Haitian by default. I am Haitian by default, and I'm proud of it. My kids are 50% Haitian. Huh?
Haitian by default. Oh my goodness. So she's American by injection.
She's American because she's married to the big fella. That's why she's American.
By injection. By injection.
And let me tell you something. I don't like her American ways. I need her to be Haitian. I love all her Haitian ways. But you're right. If I had a chance to do it all over again, I would have educated myself a little bit more on the Haitian culture.
Yeah. And you see, I love Jamaican men. Out of all the Caribbean, many the rude boy.
Oh, boy.
Yes, love a rude boy.
That rude boy them.
Yes. So when I first started dating men of Jamaican descent, and they were throwing that patois around, I was always like, well, what they saying? And they would have to tell me, that's rude. That's like you having a conversation with someone and someone's interrupting you saying, well, why are you saying that or whatever? So you can't turn to me in the middle of a conversation and say what they saying, what they saying. You're going to have to wait and ask me later. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You know, I didn't know that was really rude to do that. And then Jamaican women's tongue are slick. I mean, they have no filter. Like, oh my God, you bring her up here, look at her breast, they just bounce. And I'm like, and then they're gonna touch her. And I'm like, why are you touching my breast? You know?
One of my biggest turn-ons with my wife is the fact that she does speak another language. I think that is so sexy. I think, and to top it off, it's French. See, I didn't know that. That's one of the things I did not know, that Haitians speak French. They call it Creole, but it's French. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's French.
And they speak a patois also.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because it's not French from France. It's French, but it's a little bit of a different dialect. Okay, so she understands French. She understands French because of her native language. Okay, and I think now she won't teach me a word.
Oh, she will not teach me a word. I was getting ready to flex my muscle. Comment allez-vous?
Oh. Okay. Oui. I guess. I don't know. Oui.
And you know what you're going to say? You're going to say, oh, Yvonne, you speak French? And what I'm going to tell you, there was a boy. There was a man.
My closest thing to French is voulez-vous say la l'espoir? And I don't know if I'm even saying that right.
You're not.
Voulez-vous say la l'espoir? L'espoir?
Stop. I'm going to stop you. Is voulez-vous coucher avec quoi ce soir?
Okay, something like that. Okay, that was my introduction to French.
And don't say that. Don't say that unless you're saying it to your wife.
Oh.
Don't say that to your wife. Because what you're saying is, do you want to go to bed with me?
Oh.
You know, do you want to have sex
look at Patty LaBelle out here just being a little thotty thot early in her career, huh?
Oh my gosh, you crazy. You are crazy. But what you want to do is you want to really immerse yourself in the other person's culture. And it's funny that you said your wife is Haitian, so it's not interracial, it's intercultural.
Yes.
Right. So like I said, with Jamaican guys, I had to get used to Jamaican women's mouth. And back in my early days, I almost married a guy that was Jamaican from England, and that's really a double-edged sword. And they're very aristocratic, and they used to say I was very cheeky and feisty. She's feisty.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. And them Jamaican men ain't having all that mouth and all that back talk and all that other stuff. They ain't having that.
And his mother would always say things like, American women are stupid. And one day I had a quote. I say, excuse me, not only am I American, but my mother's American, and she's not stupid. And that
she said that to you in front of your face?
Yeah. I'm dating myself. When short boots came out, back in the late 70s, like early 80s, like 1980.
Sure.
My mom went out and bought me a pair. I was in college and I was sporting them short boots. Yes, I was. They were nice. And so his mother says to me, why would you wear short boots? It's cold outside and it's snow. I said, because it's a style. She said, well, American women are really stupid. I said, well, my mother bought me the boots. And she said, like I said, American women are really stupid. And I had to explain to her that you cannot say that because you're saying my mother's stupid and you don't care. So now I'm offended. And I left out the house. The reason why we did not get married is because I did not want to deal with his mother for the rest of my life. And I loved him very much. There would have never been a Stanley if his mother would have shut up. It would have been Clyde, because I would have loved him forever. But his mother's mouth was so slick. I would leave that house wanting to punch her in her face. Now, if you know me, I have great respect for my elders. This woman, I plotted her destruction.
Now, you said this Jamaican woman said that American women are stupid.
Yes, and she was saying.
Did you break up with him that day?
Not that day, but it was really shortly thereafter. Cause see, I loved him.
Okay, so my question to you would be this: if you was dating Charles and he said black women are stupid, would it have the same effect? Would you have dated him a few more days after, or a few more weeks after?
I couldn't have dated him a few more days or weeks after, because he would have been dead.
See, that's that's the thing there. He got a couple more weeks out of you because of his skin tone.
No, he got a couple of more weeks out of me because she talked about my nationality. Now, if she would have said, "Oh my goodness, I don't know why he's dating you, you're dark skinned," we would have been finished right then and there. Right then and there. She was talking about my nationality.
But just like the white woman, the white mom, if she'd have said something crazy like that, okay, because to me that's crazy. I don't care who it's coming from. That's crazy. It's disrespectful.
But
he got a couple of more weeks because both of you are black. It's an intercultural relationship as opposed to an interracial relationship. Right. He wouldn't have got the same. She wouldn't have got the same 1-2 weeks out of you if it came from a white woman.
And like I said, if it was a black woman that talked about my skin tone, he wouldn't have gotten it a couple of weeks either.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's go back to break. We'll be back.
Nature's spring water, naturally refreshing, naturally thirst quenching. Fresh spring water, purified. Nature's spring water, oh so right. Nature's spring water, oh so right.
Round 4.
Hey, welcome back to He Said, She Said. I'm Noel Epps from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. And my co-host is Yvonne, the Motivator Man from this. Excuse me?
I said, hey.
From Distinguished Women? What is it? Distinguished?
I'm going to hurt you. It's Determined Women of Destiny.
Determined Women of Destiny. I'm sorry. I don't have my notes in front of me. I'm sorry. But we're talking about the do's and don'ts of interracial relationships. And so let's review real quick. The first don't was don't label them by their skin tone or their culture. When you introduce them to your family, he is not white Robert and she is not black Shaniqua. Okay? Dude, you must eat everything. Yes, Charles, you gotta go over there and eat that pig feet. And Taquan, you gotta go over there and eat that potato salad with the raisins in it. The other do. Sorry, we have two do's and one don't so far. The other do is know their culture. Do your homework. I think that's a big one. I think that's a really good point by you. Know their culture. Know their culture. Get ahead of the game so you can be educated and you can be courteous of their culture. Okay? The next don't that we have. Okay, listen, people. I'm only telling you facts. You ain't gonna like it, but I'm only telling you facts.
This fool.
If you are the white meat, don't go trying to make oxtails.
No,
And if you're the black meat, don't go trying to make pizza. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Do you know how much oxtails cost today? 6 oxtails almost cost $10. No, don't be trying to make these oxtails, Becky. Stay in your lane. Taquan, don't be out here trying to make pork-free pizza. No, we are not doing that. Please stay in your lane. Taquan, you make the oxtails. Becky, you make the pizza. Okay?
I gotta disagree with you on this one because, listen, I grew up in East Massapequa. It used to be West Amityville. There was only 6.
Oh, you
black
are definitely
folks.
dating yourself, West Amityville. But go ahead.
There was only 6 black families on that block. My best friend was in a Irish/Italian home. Most of my friends are Italian. I can make ziti that make Italians say, I want your ziti instead of my grandma's. So don't
I didn't say ziti.
No. I can cook Italian food very, very well. Very well. I've been brushing up on my German food, and I got some Irish dishes underneath my belt. Okay? So black folks, like Mexicans, can almost cook anything. Now,
yes, because of our culture, we was fed almost anything. So we had to make, we had to make chitlins, and that's how we was fed. So we learned to adapt. So yes, I agree. But Taquan better not make no pizza talking about he ain't got no pork in it. He ain't put no sausages or pepperonis on his pizza.
You gotta understand one thing. Most of your maids back in the day in them white houses had to cook the food that they ate. So
right.
We can cook their food. They ain't gonna be able to cook them collards. Not the way we eat that. Because they're gonna put them, listen, this is how they're gonna eat. This is how I eat them. They saute them in olive oil, they put tomatoes, and they put olives in there, and they cook them right before they turn soggy. So they're a little still crunchy. They put seasoned salt on it and some turmeric.
Okay, you are talking. Okay, let's talk reality. Okay, let's talk reality.
It is
how many white folks?
Reality.
How many white folks, Hispanic folks, Asian folks, make oxtails?
Oh, Spanish people make oxtails all day long.
That's true. That is very true. You're right about that.
Koreans have a stew that has beef. And where's my friend Ton at? I'm going to tell Ton to listen. I got one Asian friend. And that's how I know.
Ton don't know how to make no oxtails. I'm telling you right now. Ton don't know how to make no oxtails.
Vietnamese, they have a stew that has oxtails and beef in it. And it's good. I'm going to have Ton make you some.
Ton don't know how to make no oxtails. I'm telling you right now. Now, how many black folks run pizza parlors?
It all depends on where you go. Because if you go to Africa, all of them. I
have never been to Africa. I am talking about America. My borders go from Montauk to California, wherever that is. Okay, I'm talking about America.
Expand your vision and your footprint. Leave America.
I would say this. Yes. I do have a homegirl who got married, moved to Jamaica, and they don't have pizza parlors in Jamaica.
No,
so
they don't.
She started a pizza parlor in Jamaica.
There you go.
So I do know of one.
Yeah. Now there's got to be some place that sells pizza because there's Spanish places. There's one in Hempstead right off of Main Street, and that's that's a Spanish
and that pizza's terrible. I know exactly where it's at. That pizza's terrible.
That pizza's good. It wasn't that bad.
Give me my pizza from Vincenzo. That's where I want my pizza. I want my pizza from Salvatore. I don't want my pizza from Jose. I'm sorry, I don't. I want my oxtails from Shaniqua. I don't want my oxtails from Katie. I just don't.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever eaten pizza at Bellagio's in Farmingdale?
That is a great spot.
And every last one of them boys behind that counter are from a Spanish-speaking country. They're the ones that make the pizza, and that pizza is good.
And they are trained by Salvatore. Okay? That's Salvatore's recipe. That ain't Antonio's recipe. That's Salvatore's recipe.
I can train you. It doesn't mean it's good. Trust me. My mother tried to teach me how to make banana pudding. I was over here tearing up bananas. So much so, my daughter said they're going to arrest you, Mom. Just throw it in. I was throwing banana pudding in the garbage by droves.
Shame on you. You need to stop. You need to stop. You knew you couldn't do that.
I got it now. And the reason why I had to is because every guy I dated, they would say, oh, I'm going to ask my mother to make me a banana pudding. I said, what is this with guys and banana pudding? So I learned how to make it. But someone can train you. It doesn't mean that it's going to be good.
I totally agree. But let's talk America. America does not want to walk into a pizza parlor and Taquan is back there with the Quran talk about we don't put pepperoni or sausage on no pizza. That's not a pizza parlor. Sorry. It's just not a pizza parlor.
That's not a pizza parlor you're going to, but every other Muslim that likes pizza will be there.
And I don't want to be in no soul food restaurant with Becky and her old tough oxtails that she just boiled for an hour, that she just let simmer for an hour, and your teeth on the plate trying to get a little piece of meat off this little bone.
Well, listen, if we're going to talk about that, let's be real. You go to a black restaurant, right? And you want the banana pudding. You know what they tell you? Oh, girl, please, you should be here by 3 o'clock. You can go to an Italian restaurant any time of day or night and ask for tiramisu and get it.
Well, that's the beauty of cooking in your culture. You're supposed to cook in your culture. Don't try to experiment. Oh, I got me a black man, so I'm going to try to give him a little bit of oxtails or a little bit of candy. Let me tell you a little story. Story time with Uncle Noel again.
Uh-oh.
Me and my wife, we go to Las Vegas to visit my father. My father, I told you before, my father married a white woman, right?
That's interesting.
So my father was out there in Las Vegas missing some soul food. So my wife, we on vacation. We on vacation. So I looked in the garbage can and there was some canned candy yams and some canned black eyed peas. So then he attempted to ask my wife to make some roast beef. I think he wanted her to make some roast beef. And I'm like, Dad, she's on vacation. You're going to have to sit here and eat this ossobuco and this Italian sausage because she's on vacation. Let her live a little bit.
Wait a minute.
Eat them canned candy yams.
I got to stop you. Ossobuco?
Ossobuco, that's good. That's an Italian dish. That's lamb. But it's similar to oxtails. It's similar to oxtails. Very expensive. That's stuff like $14 a pound, something outrageous like that.
Okay.
Ossobuco is good.
Okay.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like don't experiment with oxtails. You know, if you want to experiment with my white brothers and sisters, you want to experiment with a meat, experiment with some neck bones. You can get neck bones. You get neck bones like 50 cents a pound. Like for 50 cents a pound, that's similar to oxtails. Experiment with that.
And for my black sisters that's dating those Italian guys, trust me, ricotta cheese goes in everything, and so does mozzarella. And it's not mozzarella. Ladies,
It's mozzarella.
It's mozzarella. And ricotta cheese. Those two things will keep your house happy. But like Noel said, do not cook outside of your culture unless you have been trained in the culinary arts or you've done like massive research and you have practiced first. I'm going to tell you.
Or you sat with his mama. But we got to go to break. So we'll be back.
Years ago, the family doctor was someone who came to your home. And while that practice has faded into memory, there is someone who keeps the tradition of personal health care alive. Your local Health Mart pharmacist knows you by name, not by refill number. Stop by your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy and see how the tradition of personal health care lives on. Visit healthmart.com for the location near you. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Okay, and we're back. And yes, we are back, and we are talking about the do's and don'ts of interracial dating. And let's do a little review, okay? Let's do a little review. Don't label your mate. When you introduce your mate to your family, don't label them by their culture. They can see they black, they can see they Indian, they can see they white. Don't do that.
All you gotta do is emphasize the name. Rockwell is black. Chauncey, Chuck is white. We know.
Dude, you must eat everything. Eat everything. Eat them pig feet, Charles. Charles, you gotta eat them pig feet.
Chew them pig feet. Chew them well, too. Because if you don't, in the middle of the night, your stomach is gonna start growling. You're gonna have a bubble gut.
Yep. Taquan, eat that potato salad with the raisins in it.
Just pick the raisins out, or either just say you got an allergy to potatoes.
Very important know their culture. Do your homework. Know their culture. I like that one.
Gotta know it.
A don't. Please don't cook outside your race. Listen, I know you love your black boyfriend or your black husband, and I know you love your white boyfriend or your white girlfriend, but white folks, oxtail is too expensive for you to be experimenting. And Taquan, pepperoni and pork goes on pizza. We ain't doing all that, okay?
No cooking outside of your culture.
Now, I got a bonus do.
What?
A bonus do before we go to number one.
Okay.
Okay? White folks, the white mate. If you're in an interracial relationship, the white mate, you must, this is a must, you must watch Roots, Minister Society, and P-Valley.
Oh
my brothers, my sisters,
oh my God,
you must watch The Waltons, Mississippi Burning, and The Sopranos. These are things that you have to do. It's going to give you a little bit of insight to our culture or to their culture. Please, there's nothing more educational than Roots and Minister Society.
I'm weak. I'm literally weak. I'm weak. I'm weak. I'm done and I'm weak. And you can't be done and weak, but I'm done and weak.
You know you gotta watch The Waltons. You gotta watch The Waltons.
If you're white,
a lot.
Okay, if you're white, you gotta watch Roots. And if you're black, you gotta watch The Waltons.
You gotta watch The Waltons. Explains a lot. Not everybody's that nice, but damn it explains a lot.
Okay, let me bring myself together so I can give you the last do. And it was so good, but you done threw me off my game with this.
Well, reel it in, girl. Come on, reel it in. Give it up.
Society and Mississippi Burning.
Mississippi Burning. You gotta watch Mississippi Burning.
Okay. All right. So the last and final do. Do remember that love conquers all and it covers a multitude of sins. So if you're in an interracial relationship and you make a blunder, your partner is going to love you through it. Just ask them for help. And you have to have communication or the relationship is not going to work. So do remember, love conquers all.
That's a great tip. And I'm going to tell you why that's a great tip.
Hold on. It conquers his mother's eye at your cleavage that you didn't have enough sense not to wear that hoochie mama dress. And it covers your daddy cleaning the gun when Chuck comes to the house. Love will conquer it all.
That is an entire fact. I'm glad you said that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you have to be, when you enter a relationship that's an interracial relationship, you must be ready for the criticism. You must be ready for the criticism. So your relationship has to be strong. You can't have none of these flaky interracial relationships. It has to be a very strong relationship. If you love that person, it's got to be strong. You're going to get the crooked eye. You're going to get the crooked eye. You're going to get the whispers. You're going to get all types of foolishness.
Yep. Now, absolutely. I dated a Greek guy one time. And, Greek women happen to have some meat on their bones, too.
Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
They're not skinny women. And,
yes, Lord.
Went to meet his mother. And his sister had the nerve to look me up and down. And I was like, boo, we wear the same size. What you doing? Don't get your butt whipped up here. Don't get your butt whipped up in your house with your cousins watching. That was the look. That was the look. But that Greek culture was very strange to me. Infidelity is like, and to any of my Greek brothers and sisters that's listening, I'm not trying to offend you, and you can always put in the comments, Yvonne, you dead wrong, but infidelity is like expected and accepted.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Listen. You think black women say as long as he comes home to me? Those Greek women don't even say that. They don't even bat an eye. They don't even bat an eye. But the thing I will tell you, Greek side chicks, they know their place, and they don't play it like black women do. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But what I would say is,
Greek women don't. I do. The Greek side chick, she know how to act. I'll give it to her.
But what I would say is this. What I notice, especially in interracial relationships or relationships that are different, the more people give, the more problems people give them, the more eyes they give them, the more of the wicked tongue that they give them. Most of the time, all it does is bring them closer together.
Yes.
And if you are in an interracial relationship, and you better be very, very aware and cognizant of the people. Even your friends are going to be back behind your back whispering.
You have to have a strong back. You have to have a strong backbone. But again, I go back to love conquers all. If you guys love each other, you can make it. You definitely can make it. My thing is, I'm that chick. I'm that ride or die chick. We either fight, we running out that door, or we fighting out that door, but we going out that door together. And I really don't care what your skin color looks like.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at that. But before we go, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Because sometimes I wrestle with this.
Yes.
Can you be in an interracial relationship? For instance, a black man with a white woman.
Yes.
And talk about black issues.
Yes. Don't expect them to understand. Don't expect them.
So
they don't have a clue. You don't expect
who to understand.
You don't expect white people to understand at all, especially on Long Island, because they privileged. They ain't got a clue. That's
no,
why.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, can you be in an interracial relationship and then talk about, say stuff like, black on black crime is this. This is the problem in the black community. Stuff like that. As a black man,
Why can't you? Why can't you? Why can't you?
I'm asking because you're married to a white woman. You probably procreated with a white woman. So are you able?
Oh my Lord.
Are you able to talk on black issues?
Yes.
Especially if you decided not to marry someone you married somebody outside of your race.
Of course, your mate, you're supposed to be able to talk to them about anything. So yes, you should be able to talk about it. And yes, they may not be able to understand it, and they have to be truthful with the fact of, I understand what you're saying, but you're gonna have to tell me about it, because I don't know what black on black crime is. I just see it. So yeah, you should be able to talk.
See, and that's the thing. And that's the thing about my white brothers and sisters. Trust me. Listen, I got some white folks who are riders. I got some white folks. If my babies need diapers, my baby need food, I'm going to my white folks, to some of my brothers. But what I need white folks to understand is this. White folks, I need y'all to just listen. You don't know, you don't have all the answers. Just listen.
I agree.
And if you just listen, you'll get an education and you'll begin to understand why the black community feels the way they feel.
And I agree with you 100%. And I would go even further and say, don't even say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say, I don't care if you've been married to this person for, 20 years. That doesn't make you black. And it doesn't make
that's right. That's right.
And it doesn't make you someone who can truly understand the plight of the black male or female in this country. You will never.
Now we got some who invited to the barbecue now.
Oh, sure, they're invited to the barbecue. We got
some who invited to the barbecue.
Most definitely, and their potato salad will be righteous. It will have.
I don't know about that, but
it will have no raisins in it. No raisins.
I don't know about that. If your last name got four vowels in it, Stepanovinsky. Okay, I am not eating Joe Stepanovinsky's potato salad. Just not doing it.
Stepanovinsky. Okay.
But we got to end the show.
And you know what? I've had. I can't believe it. I've had so much fun with you this evening, and I hope you guys learned something too. Yeah, we definitely got to get out of here. We thank you so much for listening tonight. We want you to comment. We want you to share this. You've been listening to He Said, She Said with Yvonne, the Motivator Man. Don't forget, you can check me out on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday night, 7 p.m. And then you got this crazy man, Noel Epps, from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. See, I remember the name of your show, but you messed mine up.
I'm so sorry.
And it's Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock and Sunday at 9 a.m. And, we're powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. Our creative director is Rudy J. Breedy. And
Rudy!
We really appreciate you. We love you guys for listening and following us. And you can send us some show suggestions. We'd like to talk on some topics that you'd like to hear.
Definitely.
So until next time, y'all keep doing what you're doing till what you're doing gets done. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you next episode. Goodbye.
Hey, Yvonne.
Yeah.
We had 3,600 views last week. Holla at the guests. Thank you for your support.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Let's try